Hiver, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today, we're tackling a true comfort food classic, meatloaf. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking dry, dense, or just plain boring. But I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll have a recipe for the most tender, juicy, and flavor-packed meatloaf you've ever had. It's a game changer, and it's so much easier than you think. So, grab your apron and let's get cooking. First things first, let's talk about the meat. I'm using a mix of 80-20 ground beef and ground pork. The beef brings that rich, classic flavor, while the pork adds incredible moisture and tenderness. You could use all beef if you prefer, but I really recommend this combination for the best texture. If you want to get creative, ground veal is another fantastic addition. We'll need about 2 pounds of meat in total for a good-sized loaf. Just place it in a large mixing bowl and we're ready for the next step. Now, let's build our flavor base. To our meat, we're going to add our aromatics and binders. This is what keeps the meatloaf from falling apart and gives it that amazing taste. Next, we need a binder. Instead of dry breadcrumbs, which can suck the moisture right out, we're using what's called a panade. It sounds fancy, but it's just a mix of bread and milk. Let them sit for a few minutes until the bread is soft and mushy, then mash it up with a fork. This panade is the secret to a super moist meatloaf. Let's add that panade to our meat mixture. Now, for the rest of our ingredients. For seasoning, we'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of dried parsley, and half a teaspoon of dried thyme. And for a little tang and savory depth, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Don't skip these. They add a wonderful complexity that really elevates the flavor. Okay, it's time to mix. Now, here's a crucial tip. Do not overmix. Get your hands in there. It is the best tool for the job and gently combine all the ingredients until they just incorporated. If you work the meat too much, you'll end up with a tough, dense meatloaf, and that's the opposite of what we want. Just mix until everything looks evenly distributed. You should still be able to see the different components. Once it's mixed, it's time to shape our loaf. I'm using a standard baking sheet lined with parchment paper. This allows the fat to render away and gives you a nice crust all around the loaf. You can use a loaf pan, but I find this freeform method gives a much better texture. Just gently pat and shape the meat mixture into a rectangular loaf, about 9 inches long and 4 inches wide. The glaze is what makes a meatloaf truly irresistible, and this one is my absolute favorite. In a small bowl, we'll combine a half cup of ketchup, a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Whisk that all together until it's smooth and the sugar has dissolved. This glaze is the perfect balance of sweet, tangy, and savory. We're going to brush about half of this mixture all over the top and sides of our meatloaf. We'll save the other half to apply later. This 2-step glazing process creates a beautiful, caramelized crust. We're going to bake the meatloaf for about 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, take it out and brush the remaining glaze all over the top. This second layer will get wonderfully thick and glossy. The meatloaf is done when it has cooked through and the internal temperature reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit on a meat thermometer. This is the most reliable way to know it's perfectly cooked. En vérité, Evan. Look at that beautiful, glistening glaze. The whole kitchen smells absolutely incredible. Now, The hardest part, you have to let it rest. Let the meatloaf sit on the baking sheet for at least 10 minutes before you slice into it. This allows the juices to redistribute throughout the meat, ensuring every single slice is tender and moist. If you cut it too soon, all those delicious juices will run out onto the cutting board. After a patient 10 minutes, it's time for the big reveal. Use a sharp knife to cut thick, generous slices. Look at that! You can see how incredibly moist and tender it is inside. It holds its shape perfectly, but is still so juicy. This is a meatloaf that will make everyone at the dinner table happy. It's perfect with mashed potatoes and green beans for a classic, hearty meal. The leftovers also make the best meatloaf sandwich you've ever had. So there you have it, a simple, step-by-step guide to a flawless, delicious meatloaf. No more dry, boring dinners. Give this recipe a try and let me know what you think in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more easy and delicious recipes. I'll see you in the next one.